Welcome back. New at 5:30 tonight. It's the first day of the month, and thousands of people living here in Kern County had their EBT benefits deposited today. That means another month has passed, and hundreds of thousands of dollars more have been stolen from recipients of government assistance in Kern County by scammers and skimmers. And county officials have done little about it.
It's a shocking story we've been following for 3 months now. For 12 weeks, we've been asking the county's seeming indifference to the thefts. $6.8 million stolen in Kern in 2024 alone. 10,000 thefts that year. An international crime ring plundering public money. And in our county, just 4 criminal cases filed.
17's Cecilia Trevino broke this story months ago, and tonight brings you an inside look into how these crime rings are operating and how little Kern County and the state of California are doing to stop them.
The California Department of Social Services is a multi-million-dollar cash cow to foreign thieves and has been for decades. Let me tell you how I prove that. On Monday, February 3rd, the first business day of the month, hundreds of people swarmed the Kern County Human Services Department. They wanted help, and when they didn't get it from the county, they called us. When we showed up, dozens of victims surrounded us, telling us their benefits had been stolen.
I had my benefits stolen for the 4th time now in the last 2 years.
I went to Winco, had the basket full of all of our food. Go to swipe my card, it's declined, so I call and I'm left with 97 cents on my card for the rest of the month.
All had EBT cards. That's electronic benefit transfer. They work just like ATM cards, and it's how the county delivers some welfare benefits. At Human Services that day, hundreds of people reported their EBT cards had been hacked, drained just hours after they were reloaded with funds meant to feed hungry families for a month.
It was $1,000.
And $1,000 of my benefits were completely swiped off.
$985. I had $880 taken.
The withdrawals occurred in different cities and at different banks, all at about the same time of day. 6 in the morning, the first day of the month, right after benefits were deposited. The next business day, victims were at Human Services and calling us. We started asking questions. Kern County Human Services Department answered with the shocking reality.
There was a total of $292,233 that was reported in those 426 theft reports. So that was for January.
Nearly 300,000 stolen from taxpayers in just 1 month in Kern County alone. The monthly losses were astonishing, and the yearly losses even more so. Over $6.8 million were stolen in 2024 in Kern County. That's $18,579 a day, every day, 366 days a year. This is not welfare fraud. This is not recipients getting benefits to which they're not entitled. This is a sophisticated international crime ring breaking into bank accounts to steal the public's money. Our first stories focused on the benefit recipients and emphasized they would be reimbursed for money stolen from their cards. The Kern County Department of Human Services was helpful, providing statistics. But when we followed up with stories about the magnitude of loss to taxpayers and pressed for accountability from office holders, information became scarce. Human Services, which described the January losses, refused to tell us how much was stolen in February and March. The county said it didn't know how much had been stolen in 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024. We filed a Public Records Act request. The county denied it, stating benefit amounts stolen are protected from disclosure by federal regulations, government and welfare and institutions codes. We kept digging. We contacted the California Department of Social Services. CDSS numbers revealed statewide losses of more than $439 million of EBT hacking theft since 2021. In January, California taxpayers lost more than $14 million in stolen benefits. Current DHS stopped telling us how much is being stolen, but they did tell us there were thousands and thousands of EBT thefts. Tens of thousands in 2023 and 2024. What are authorities doing about it? In Kern County, not very much. EBT thefts happen so often and have been happening for so long that the county doesn't even make police reports anymore. Criminals get away with this crime so often that even when 10,000 reported thefts last year, one member of the Kern County Board of Supervisors praised our district attorney's office as one of the most aggressive for prosecuting just 3 cases. It's been going on since at least before the pandemic. But before our investigation started, only 2 busts with 4 suspects had been linked to EBT thefts. The district attorney's office took credit for the arrests, issuing news releases reporting the amount of money stolen in EBT thefts had dramatically decreased. But DA investigators hadn't really cracked the cases. Local investigators had been informed by the state that unusual withdrawals were being made and where they were happening. DA investigators raced to the bank where withdrawals were happening and, allegedly, caught the scammers red-handed. It had now been a month since we initially broke the story, with weekly and sometimes daily updates on this issue. What are our local leaders doing about this? District Attorney Cynthia Zimmer refused to answer questions about this issue, instead referring all inquiries to previously sent news releases. Are our supervisors, senators, and congresspeople aware of the severity of this issue or aware of this problem at all? We called their offices, emailed, messaged. No one cared to speak on this, except Supervisor Jeff Flores.
I have been notified actually through the press and the great work of 17 covering these stories. I've not been notified by the DA on the specific amounts in Kern County or EBT fraud. I am periodically updated by the DA on a number of crime issues, enforcement issues, things in my district, but not on EBT yet.
But 2 days after he spoke with us, Supervisor Flores sent his own news release, apparently in response to the interview. He praised Zimmer and her investigators. He said, quote, "We are one of the most aggressive DA's offices in the state, investigating and prosecuting cases related to EBT skimming fraud." The first Kern County arrests for EBT theft happened November 1st, 2024. The defendants are Fernando Stantu, Marimar Milica, and Alberto Yonel Baron, allegedly arrested with 48 fraudulent cards and over $15,000 in stolen cash. They allegedly started making fraudulent transactions just before 6 a.m. at the Wells Fargo and Bank of America ATMs on California Avenue. As they were booked, they told investigators that they had no addresses, that they were homeless. But investigators noted they were well-dressed and driving rented luxury cars, a Cadillac and an Infiniti. Stantu and Milica posted bail, but never showed up to court. Warrants have been issued. Baran was ordered held on a $150,000 bail and remains in custody. 2 months later, a 4th suspect was arrested on EBT fraud charges. Norbert Caraba, another Romanian man, was arrested on January 2nd. He was allegedly making fraudulent transactions just after 6 a.m. at the U.S. Bank on Ming Avenue and then at the Wells Fargo on Panama Lane. Investigators said he was driving a rental BMW M4 and claimed to be a transient. Caraba was arrested with allegedly almost $64,000 in stolen cash and 78 cloned EBT cards. And what did those defendants have in common? We examined dozens of police reports and court records and independently verified they all were Romanian. All driving luxury cars and all saying they were transients. The pattern in the defendants' way of operating was becoming clearer. All Romanians operating early in the mornings, the first days of the month. Luxury cars claiming no address. Was this a Romanian crime ring? Was this the Romanian mafia? Were they working together? Was Kern now plagued with a crime ring? The district attorney's office won't say. Other law enforcement officers who arrested Romanians committing fraud were more forthcoming.
Yes, I would say both, Romanian and international crime. They go all over the state committing this type of crimes.
The cards they used in Kern County were simple, blank and preloaded gift cards, the kind you can find hanging on racks in every grocery or clothing store. All the scammers really need is a blank magnetic strip onto which they can load stolen EBT account information, and their operations are fast.
How many transactions were conducted per minute using the cards that you recovered? Approximately 1 to 2.
In the case against Norbert Caraba, District Attorney Investigator Michael Brummett explained how scammers make transactions so fast and back-to-back.
The balance of the EBT card.
The gift card had 2 stickers with handwritten numbers on the back. One sticker is the PIN, and the other the account's balance available for withdrawal. No time wasted per transaction. March 3rd was the first business day of the month, and 3 days after Caraba and Boron were in court. The district attorney announced another suspect had been arrested for EBT theft. Another Romanian man arrested the first day of the month over the weekend. Bogdan Boseanu allegedly was making fraudulent transactions in an ATM in Delano, caught with 36 cloned EBT cards and over $4,000 in stolen cash. This wasn't the first time Boseanu was arrested on similar charges. Wasco police says he attempted to tap into the Bank of America ATM on July 2nd, 2024, just before 9 a.m. Video surveillance allegedly showed him placing a skimmer in the ATM.
This is organized crime. They know what they're doing. They have the technology and the training to pull it off. And they're really creative when it comes to committing this type of crime.
Boseanu was arrested in July. He posted bail, but the DA didn't file his case until January. In March, Boseanu was rearrested and denied bail. He was the first Romanian accused of EBT theft denied bond under a law which says suspected illegal funds cannot be used to post bail. In a bail review hearing, Boseanu's attorney told the judge that the Romanian Gypsy Church of Riverside intended to pay for his bail. Same church that bailed out Norbert Caraba. But prosecutor Anthony Yim said the church was the bail sponsor of all Romanian defendants, including 2 who have failed to appear. Those would be Malika and Stantu. In the same hearing, Alberto Ionel Boron's $150,000 bail was changed to no bail, as requested by the DA's office. We contacted Daru Bobby Moise, pastor of the Romanian Gypsy Church in Riverside, who was behind the sponsorship of these bills. He declined to comment, saying only he regretted posting bail for those defendants, and said families had asked him for help. Then he stopped communication with us. Investigators said they were never able to touch base with Moise. Even with the defendants in jail, EBT thefts did not stop in Kern, where more people operating in this apparent ring. We turn to CWFIA, the California Welfare Fraud Investigators Association, for answers. With decades of experience in EBT theft investigations, its members know the weaknesses of our welfare system.
I can tell you unequivocally this is organized crime. There's no way it is happening at the volume that it's happening. There's no way that it is happening with the groups that we're seeing. And just looking at the devices, these were not made by some guy in his garage. These are professionally made, and they're professional groups that set up systems to attack public assistance benefits.
They showed us examples of deep insert skimmers. We knew about the skimmers put atop card terminals, like this one. But deep inserts are planted inside ATMs and are positioned quickly with this tool. This is how criminals can get your account number. But how do they get your PIN? With this pinhole camera, yes, the lens is the size of a pinhole. That is all they need to clone EBT cards. Benefits cards don't have chips. They work through magnetic strips, just like gift cards. Chip information is harder to steal, and banks have higher security and fraud protection than the state's benefits program.
The technology in the system and the card is weak. The program rules are weak, and you combine those two together with a lot of ingenuity on the part of criminals and a lot of support from organized crime. It's a very lucrative business for them. So they're not going to stop just because we arrest a few people. It's a much bigger problem than that.
As a response to the problem, the state rolled out tap-to-pay chip cards in February, but experts say we need more.
The chip cards are basically still, at the time they're released, are outdated technology. We need to be matching what the banking system is doing day for day.
The CWFIA received the February results for the chip cards usage from the California Department of Social Services. It shows 884,000 chip cards were mailed, but 8,700 were returned as undeliverable. So far, only 302,000 cards have been activated, and 78% of users failed to use the more secure tap-to-pay function and instead reverted to swiping the card's magnetic strip. Only 8% successfully used chip. The CWFIA says the chip is a huge step forward, but it isn't foolproof. Clever thieves learn to work around it.
They'll disable the tap or they'll disable the chip function. And if you imagine anybody that's ever gone to a gas station where they try and use the chip or tap and it doesn't work and they're in a hurry, what do they usually do? They slide their card.
Investigators say it's imperative the California Department of Social Services, which distributes billions of dollars every year, starts acting like a banking institution. This would mean improving and investing in its biometric security all around.
Facial recognition, thumbprint, again, looking at banking standards and what the banks use. If you try and use your credit card or ATM, it has fraud alerts, it has biometrics built into it, it has security questions. Those are all layers of security that will help us secure these benefits so the right people get them.
The banking industry suffers about a 3% theft loss. Our estimates right now are about 20% in the EBT card.
Banking level security also includes daily withdrawal limit, which EBT cards don't have. These thefts are not being treated as real thefts, making it harder to respond to a problem which size is unknown.
Previously, the customer was required to complete a police report. That's no longer the case.
CWFIA members said this decision came from state bureaucrats attempting to make crime statistics look better. But that is counterproductive, investigators said, as it brings fewer resources to law enforcement and fraud agencies statewide.
We can identify millions taken, but that millions is taken out of the country, it is laundered, it is moved through the purchase of goods and moving it along. It has gotten so bad when we start talking about money in that aspect that the California Department of Social Services EBT card is now becoming a source of money laundering.
As we prepared this investigation, Norbert Carraba was rearrested on the same charges. 2 weeks after his first arraignment, while he was out on bail, Carraba allegedly went to the Dollar Tree in Delano and put a skimming device on the register's card terminal. He was rearrested in Northridge, LA County, alongside two other Romanians, 51-year-old Nicolae Bud and 29-year-old Giorgio Marcello. They were found in a home with allegedly parts to build card skimmers and pinhole cameras, clone cards, card readers, and over $40,000 in cash. Carraba caught 14 new felonies while out on bail, including second-degree burglary, money laundering, and conspiracy. Giorgio Marcello was charged with 10 felonies, and Nicolae Bud faces 5 felonies. Carraba's bail was revoked, and the other 2 were held without bail. So, 7 Romanians have been identified in Kern County for EBT fraud, yet no official word of a Romanian crime ring operating in our community and no elected official speaking on this. There's more to our coverage of EBT fraud in Kern County. Scan the QR code you see on your screen to watch. For 17 News, I'm Cecilia Treviño.